Hey guys, and welcome back to the Political Whiz, where you will find all the whiz on politics and history. And today, we will be analyzing the 2020 congressional election in the 2nd Congressional District of New Mexico, which will be held on Election Day, November 3rd, 2020. And now, let's take a look at the candidates' profiles. Xochitl Torres Small was a field representative for New Mexico Senator Tom Udall from 2009 to 2012. She then served as a law clerk in New Mexico from 2015 to 2016. She ran for Congress in 2018 after incumbent Republican Congressman Steve Pearce retired to run for governor. Torres Small narrowly won her election and defeated Republican Yvette Herrell and is now running to serve a second term in Congress. Our next candidate is Yvette Herrell. Yvette Herrell served as a member of the New Mexico House of Representatives from 2011 to 2019, representing the 51st District. She first ran to serve in the New Mexico House of Representatives in 2010, defeating the Republican incumbent in the primaries that year. She ultimately won the general election in 2010 and ran unopposed in 2012 and 2014. She was challenged in 2016 and won her re-election by a landslide. She retired from the chamber and ran for Congress in 2018, but very narrowly lost to Democrat Xochitl Torres Small. She is now running for Congress again from the 2nd Congressional District of New Mexico, and this is once again a rematch between Democrat Xochitl Torres Small and Republican Yvette Herrell in the 2nd Congressional District of New Mexico. We will now take a look at the 2016 and 2018 election results. President Trump won this district in 2016 by 10 points. In the 2016 congressional elections, Republican incumbent Steve Pearce won re-election by more than 20 points. After Steve Pearce retired, Democrat Xochitl Torres Small won narrowly in 2018 by about a percentage point in a Democratic wave year. I also believe her victory was due in part because, as I've said before, when a senator or a congressional representative serves their constituency for a long time and then decides to retire, usually their constituents vote for a candidate opposite of the outgoing incumbent's party due to the fact that they are open to more options rather than electing the same person on and on, as well as the fact that they might want new leadership or a change. This usually happens, but this doesn't always happen. Xochitl Torres Small is facing a tough re-election due to the fact that this is a traditionally red-leaning district. We will now take a look at the voting trends for this district. In every presidential election, the 2nd Congressional District of New Mexico has voted for Republicans since 2000. 2008 was the only time that a Democrat came close to winning this district, since 2008 was a Democratic wave year. The margin of victories for Republicans averaged at around 9 points, which isn't bad and gives an advantage to Republican Yvette Herrell. In 2018, this district narrowly voted for a Democrat during the 2018 Senate election in New Mexico, but narrowly voted for a Republican in the 2018 gubernatorial elections. I honestly believe that they voted for a Republican in the 2018 governor's election because it was Steve Pearce who was running, and he served as a congressional representative for this district prior to running for governor. This data overall favors Republicans since it shows that Republicans have consistently won this district. Moving on now to the demographics of this district. The Cook Partisan Voting Index gives Republicans a 6-point advantage. About 60% of the people in this district are white. This district is mostly an urban area. The land distribution favors Democrats since they tend to perform strongly in urban areas. The racial background gives Republicans an advantage since most of the people living in this district are white, which Republicans tend to perform strongly with. We will now take a look at the money raised by each campaign. On the top left, it shows that Torres Small has raised close to $4.5 million compared to Yvette Herrell, who has raised close to $1.2 million. On the top right, the bar graph shows that Torres Small has raised most of her money out of state compared to Yvette Herrell, who has raised most of her money in state than out of state. However, Torres Small has raised significantly more money in state compared to Yvette Herrell. On the bottom left, it shows that the majority of Torres Small's contributions are from large individual donors, with a significant portion of her contributions coming from PACs and small individual donors. On the bottom right, it shows that a majority of Yvette Herrell's contributions come from large individual donors, with a significant portion of her contributions from small individual donors and PACs. This piece of data gives an advantage to Torres Small since she has outraised her opponent and raised more money in state than her opponent has. We will now take a look at the polling data for this race. According to the polls, it shows that Herrell was leading her opponent Torres Small as of last year. However, the latest poll shows that they are now both tied, and this reflects how close and competitive this election is going to be. Finally, we will wrap things up with my analysis. Due to the fact that this is a red-leaning district with a Democratic representative, this makes it a true toss-up district. According to the voting trends for this district, it typically votes for Republicans. This district is mainly made up of urban areas, which benefits Torres Small since Democrats tend to perform strongly in urban areas. The racial makeup of this district benefits Yvette Herrell since the majority of the people living in this district are white, which is a demographic that Republicans tend to perform well with. Torres Small pulled up a narrow victory in 2018, which might benefit her since it shows that she has the ability to win and competitive elections. 2008 was the only time that this district came close to voting for a Democrat, which might benefit Torres Small since 2008 was a wave year, and this means that this district might re-elect Torres Small if this year turns out to be a Democratic wave year, which as of right now the polls have indicated. I honestly believe that Yvette Herrell will defeat incumbent Representative Xochitl Torres Small since this is a right-leaning district, which we saw with the voting trends for this district. And now, I ask you, who do you think will win the 2020 congressional election in New Mexico's 2nd Congressional District on Election Day, November 3rd, 2020? Make sure to make your comments down below. In the meantime, that's all for now. Like, subscribe, and share this video. Turn on the bell icon to be notified whenever I post. Please comment or suggest down below as this will help me improve my future videos. Follow me on Twitter at political_wiz. Thanks for watching.